Along Park Walk, there's a new line of yew trees taking root beside the hospital gardens. It's part of a wider effort to create calmer and more dignified surroundings for patients and staff. Julian Prichard is the chairman of the Friends of Shaftesbury Hospital and says the hedge, which has been funded in part by a £2,500 grant from the Town Council, is the final stage of this year's appeal. But it's only one piece of a much bigger vision. He's been telling me how volunteers, not the NHS, are driving these improvements and why the gardens matter just as much as the buildings.
So this is the final part of our appeal for 2024-5 and what will be this year as well. And it's to finish off the new Yew Hedge for Park Walk. The idea being that removing 3/4 of a dead hedge and leaving a little bit left wasn't really worth it. So we're taking the whole hedge up and it'll be a nice formal Yew Hedge in about 5 years, hopefully, that will really do Park Walk proud. It's needed something formal and in a hospital setting, in an abbey setting, and that's just the sort of plants they would have here.
And I guess funding this sort of thing is something that the Friends can do, but there's no way the NHS is going to pay for gardens, is there?
Not really. They have a management team that come in and cut the lawn on a regular basis, I'll say, but probably not enough, and they trim the hedges. But really it's down to the volunteer gardeners and the Friends to provide funds and to pay for these things. So we've been lucky enough to have a £2,500 grant from Shaftesbury Town Council towards trees in Shaftesbury, and I think this is a really good place for it to be because every visitor that comes down here is going to see work that's paid for by the Town Council, which is not a bad thing.
And last year, at the end of the season, you opened your memorial garden.
Yes, that's been a hospital project, not something that the Friends have been involved in. That's very much, I think, a pet project of someone in the hospital, and it's lovely that that's opened, and in time I think that's maturing into another stunning area just to be able to sit and be quiet, really. And that's what we want with the hospital gardens. We've got an active growing garden here, and we've got the butterfly and bee section here, and across the way we've got the memorial garden, so around the corner of the memorial garden. So all in all, there's a lot of space, a lot of peace, and a lot of quiet, a lot of tranquility.
Have you got all
Except
of the
right now, of course?
Yeah, the function going on. Have you got all of the money you need for this project now?
We've raised the money we need for the Yew Hedge, but that was part a dual project, which was the Gardens Plan 1 and 2 Abbey Walk, and that's a major project, and we've still probably got about 50-60,000 we need to raise for that.
What are you putting in there?
So the idea is really extending the mental health capacity. So at the moment, we've given the adult community mental health a really all-singing, all-dancing building with everything they need, but they would really like to have raised beds there, greenhouse and summer house, so that they can take patients in the good weather into the greenhouse or into the summer house, so they've got slightly different, softer therapy space. And then that's hopefully going to be part of a Grow, Cook, Eat project, which will see the patients growing their own food, hopefully cooking it in number 2 Abbey Walk and sitting together and having a meal together. And it's all part of bringing the patients together and giving them something that's a little different from their normal life, perhaps.
And it's all about sharing food that you've grown, so there's kind of an involvement throughout that process.
Absolutely, and it's a way of making friends, a way of interacting. It's a way of just being at one with nature almost, and seeing the seasons come and go. And it's just really important for sort of our body clocks to see that.
Julian Prichard from the Friends of Shaftesbury Hospital.